Hello? Thus far. Anyways, so World of Warcraft expansion talk here. Let's have a moment of thought. So, I have did a lot of theory crafting thinking. I think I figured it out. Stormwind might be a possible raid, but that's just like a repeat of Siege Ogamon. Okay, let's just get that flat out. It don't matter if Lich King Bolbar comes around. It don't matter what happens. That's a thing. Now, we all had a thought here. Because when the expansion started, we always wondered what's going to happen with the silvermoon and the Exodar. And I figured it out. Okay? Because no one really goes to Exodar except for the Draenei starting missions and all that. And no one really goes to silvermoon except for the Blood Elf missions and maybe just take a few screenshots for roleplay purposes. So, that's really it. Okay? So, with that being said, I don't think Windrunner's going to go attack Stormwind, as everyone thinks she will. Because, realistically, that's such an obvious target. Everyone's like, oh, she's going to button buff. Oh, she's going to go to Stormwind. No. No. Stormwind does not have anything worth value of power that she could gain from. Except for, I conquer Stormwind, bitches. That's it. That's all she gets from it. But, if she goes to Silvermoon, though, she gets the Sunwell. And we all know how powerful that thing is. It made a dead man to one of the most powerful raid bosses in vanilla. So you know how that turned out. Not to mention, it had void connections. And since it had void connections, guess what? Windrunner Death wants to kill Void. And, of course, you know how well that went. The whole point is, it's not going to be Stormwind, it's going to be Silvermoon. I'm calling it right now. Because they eventually said they wanted to get the continents moved, but it was going to be the last thing to do. But, I mean, we got rid of Terrasil because of the fact, let's just face it, it's just there. It was there for elves, that's it. And people can still go back and do that, okay? It'd be like one or two people doing it. So that way it'll get server memory freed up. Whole point is, now you're probably wondering, okay, Silvermoon's going to be taken by Serana's Windrunner. Okay, that's cool. That sounds like a BFA 2 remake. So, what about the Exodar? That's in the middle of freaking nowhere next to Terrasil. And who has their mind on vengeance right now? I'm calling it also, Tyrande is going to go up there. He's going to destroy the X-Bar just because of vengeance. Now, it could be the Nightmare. It could be anything of that. I'm just calling the part of that right now because if she wants to make everyone feel her wrath, regardless whoever it is at this point. If you're not on her side, you're against her. That's the mentality I feel like she's going with. So, overall, I believe Sylvanas is going to go Silvermoon just because of Sunwell, because that's power. Toronto's going to go for X-Star just because her vengeance or whatever. It could be vice versa. I don't know. Because, I mean, Toronto didn't respond to Anduin. She plotting something. Okay? Now, Malfurion probably the only voice of reason, but I think it's beyond that now. I mean, after Terrasil, I don't think there's any... I mean, the elves probably can't be trusted at this point. I mean, look. Almost every bad thing happened because of an elf. Reason either because of an elf or because of what an elf did or every bad thing happened with an elf. One way or another. Even the Keeler elves cause problems. Okay? I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. I mean, the Rice Krispie elves, yeah, you buy Rice Krispie, it's tasty and all, but then you get that little thing, you get the scars in your mouth, yeah. And you got the Keeler elves, they have cookies, and you know what that causes. So, I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, it's just, you gotta watch out for them sneaky elves. So... the only problem is where Greyman will stand on this. I mean, and some of the other people, faction-wise, I don't think we're merging yet. I mean, something's probably going to happen to where it's going to cause a divide against everyone, to where people can choose their own faction in a way. I think that's probably what we're going to lean towards. But I'm not sure if it's going to have every single thing available. Because I thought about it, and hear me out. It's like, if we're going to merge factions, what will be the point of an ally race of undead for Alliance and Dragonite for Horde, for example? I mean, there won't be any point. I mean, what would be the point of having an ally race of a Goblin for the Horde when we already have a Goblin? I mean, probably, it's going to be a Cotarian freaking Goblin, okay? It's going to have swimming abilities. I mean, if it has breathing underwater, that will be something worth looking into. But I think it's more of a possibility route. Because when you look at possibilities, like, okay, so it's, if Project A doesn't work, we have Project B to kind of overwrite Project A. I think that's how Blizzard's working this, in the sense. So, keep that in mind. If we're looking at a business perspective, I mean, if Todd's scared for his job and he's working on the Lightforge Undead for the Alliance, and he's like, I'm heading out, then that means someone else took the project, and the project may be scrapped. Who knows? I'm just guessing theoretically here. So, it's more of a, we have A or B or C we can go with, depending on who's finished first and who's finished effectively. And basically what happened with Classic WoW kind of shifted a lot of things. I mean, people want to have a merged faction. A lot of people do, want just because so they can play with their friends on the other side. I mean, let's just put this perspective. Every raider will be a damn blood elf, alright? Because of the dispel ability. Clearly. And blood elves can be anything except for druids, so you know that goes. But in all seriousness, if they're going to merge the factions, then my question is how they're going to have the ally races going on. Is it going to be automatic unlock? Or we have to go back on a Horde character and go through the phases and all that? I don't know specifically how it's going to work, but I hope it works out. Overall, I hope the factions do merge, just so I can switch some of my guys to be more optimal and all that. Or just have every class unlocked for pandas and call it a day. Anyways, crack lightning! Heading out.